Hello YouTube, this is Chelsea with Time APKs. Welcome to another tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. And as you remember, in the last tutorial we installed Flask. Let's see what we've done so far. We downloaded OpenCV in order to use our background subtractor MOG. And actually we're using the updated version. We're using this one, MOG2, for the background subtractor. So we installed NumPy and we have CV2 to make sure that we are able to use this algorithm right here. We also were able to download Apache Kafka because we're going to be using the publish message subscription system, distributed system, in order to run our images. And we tested it, and I show you how to use using messages. Today is the big day. We show you how to use video stream images. And after Apache Kafka, I show you how to install Flask, and we're going through Flask. We are able to see these online. So let's get started. I'm going to minimize this because I think we're done for this for a while. We're going to minimize this, and we're going to minimize that. This is our Zookeeper server running. I left it running, and the Kafka server running because we're going to need them in order to use the Apache Kafka queue. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to show you the producer Pi. So I'm going to open another terminal, get into that virtual environment, computer vision environment, and then go into Kafka. And once there, I'm going to show you the file that is producing the magic, or will be producing the magic. You haven't seen the magic yet. So what we're going to do is show you the producer Pi. So it's very similar to a file that we used before, but different at the same time. The big difference is we're using Apache Kafka. But basically, we're importing the system, we're importing time, we're importing CV2, we're importing Kafka. This I gotta do something I forgot how to do that I forgot to tell you, but I'll do it before at the end of this tutorial. We're importing NumPy. These are the codecs. So what it's doing is using the 4cc DVIX, and that's what that is, and it's creating through these creating a video called motion detect API. This video right here is going to contain all detected motion, only the detected motion, and it's going to be using a 1920 by 1980 in grayscale and 60 frames per second. This is the OpenCV algorithm using MOG2, using not detecting shadows, unlike the first one, and a foreground. Remember that word because it's going to come back. This is where the algorithm is being declared. This is where the topic is being declared. If you don't remember what a topic is, remember that in Kafka you have to create topics because that's how the producer and the consumer can talk to each other and make sure that they're on the same topic. There are two functions here. There's a publish video and publish camera. This one is strictly Apache Kafka, where the producer is creating the bootstrap service. All you're doing is configuring the properties that you see here. It's telling you which port, and that's all it's doing. Like more like this one right here. Okay. So continue. This is strictly OpenCV. You've seen that a million times. A message saying that publishing the video. OpenCV again, just doing its thing, making sure it's success. Reading the capture. If not, it's throwing an error. is converting the image to JPEG. You can also do it to PNG because it's taking the cam frame from here and now here, and now it creates the buffer. You take that buffer and you create bytes, and that's what the Kafka is working with. Okay, you're giving a sleep not to be so hard on the processor to let it catch up. Release at the end and end of stream. It will send a message. That's that publish video function. And now we go into the publish camera def function. So here the same thing. We're doing the producer just like we did here. That's all it is. Nothing that you haven't seen. This is a strictly OpenCV stuff. 6 frames per second using 1920 by 1080. And camera has the capture. So now it's working with camera read here, and then it becomes cam frame. And then cam frame becomes gray. And that's what we're working. We're working with gray. Don't worry about this. We're going to take that gray frame, and then we're going to create a motion frame applying the foreground that I mentioned to you here. That's the algorithm to catch the motion. So now we are detecting by using a NumPy calculation that if you want to know more about, I will probably leave a note on the description of the video. This is just as a formula for detection. It can be adjusted. Right now it's very sensitive, so it will detect every minute detail, but that could go all the way 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. Right now, if you had this outside, for example, uh, trying to detect wildlife, you can detect anything that moves. You can detect a mouse, you can detect a light being turn on, turn off, and that will go into your video, into this video right here, gray frame. Okay, it's using that AVI format. You can use other formats also. So that's what's happening here. Very sensitive. And whatever motion it detects, it goes into this video right here that I showed you before. So, and I will be showing you the video. And whatever is not motion, when the camera is just not detecting anything, is going to send it to the consumer into the bytes, and it's just going to be just like any published mention subscription application. That's why the beauty of it, it has two videos, source videos. It has one video with everything on it using Apache Kafka and the queue, and then it has a video with just the motion that it detected. So it's not a lot of megabytes. It's very light. So that's the beauty of it. Whatever you don't use in all of it, if you want to watch it, you can watch it. But once you watch it, you can discard it. It gets discarded. But the motion, that's the most important thing. It gets saved. So we continue here. It's camera release, out release, the video does, and then here, just if you want to watch, get an argument video, you can do it also. You can run this on a video, or you can just run it live. We're running it live. That's the producer pie. That's the one creating the magic. Now we're going to show you the one catching the magic and actually showing it to you. And that is this guy right here. A lot less lines of code, but it's importing datetime, importing Flask, importing Kafka. It's the importing the topic, which for Apache Kafka, that's all they care about, topics. So remember, they have to be on the same topic. So this is actually consumer, Kafka consumer, and it's taking two parameters. Parameters is a port, and it's taking a parameter, a topic. And it's right here. As you can see, where is it? Here is bootstrap server, localhost, and a topic. And that's exactly what it's doing here. It's using the Flask app. That's why we use Flask. Look, 2-3 lines of code. That's all we need from Flask. A def video function and a def video stream function. The first one takes the stream function and does a MIME type on it. And the other one, for each message in the consumer, it just puts all the frames all together again and creates an image, a video stream. That's what's going on here. So we close this one, and now we're ready to test it. But before you test it, remember that you have to install Kafka Python. So just go sudo pip install Kafka Python. So just copy and paste. So sudo pip install. You don't need sudo because we're in the environment. Pip install Kafka Python, and that's you should be ready to go. And that way you can tie Kafka, Apache Kafka, written in Java Scala with the world of Python. That's all you're doing with that program. And now we're ready to do it. So we're gonna run the producer. And there it is. And it's detecting. Like I said, it's very sensitive. So it's detecting everything. So right now, we open another terminal and work on CV, CD Kafka, and now let's run the consumer pie. So this is now being shown into, let's go live and go into the internet and watch it in the internet. So it's telling me that it's localhost. We go to the consumer pie. It's telling me that it's 00005000, or it's most of the time that's just localhost. So you go into localhost, and instead of 8080, we're using the 5000, and it's called video. And there it is. So now, as you can see, it's detecting that little light right there, and any change of like right now I'm gonna turn the lights off, and you can see that it will detect it. So there I am, that's the shadow. So it's detecting everything because it's right now it's very sensitive. You can see my hand right there, and it's detecting it. And if I pick up the phone with the timer and I set the timer, and it's detecting now the timer, and it stopped for a second. You can reload it, but it doesn't matter because even though I stopped it, it's still being recorded. So as you can see, it's still being, the producer is still going, the consumer is still going, so it's still on until I stop it. So if I want to see it in my phone, so now let's pick up my phone here and now go through my phone on let's do it in new tab, video, and there it is. So now you can see it. Let me see. How can I do this? I cannot show you where I have it on my phone unless I stop it. So what I can do is, let's stop it. Control Z. So I stopped what's going on in my producer, and now let's see what it detected. So it detected only the motion. As you can see, it's 30 megabytes. So let's see. because it was detecting everything. This is what I so important that you let's open it, and you can see it's detecting everything. It's a 11-second video. It shows me taking the phone. It shows the shadow, but remember, it's only the motion that is detected. That was only and I'll turn it on again. And you can see it's only the motion. So, and I will show you the difference when I do it with less sensitivity. So now let's adjust the sensitivity. So we'll go to Nano Producer Pi, and instead of 30, let's make it 3000. And that way it only gets the bigger events. Control X, yes, and Python Producer Pi. As you can see, actually, I gotta to kill the camera all the way. I have to do that. So let's do it again. Work on CV into the virtual environment, into the Kafka folder, and now Python Producer Pi. As you can see, it's a lot more selective of what it sees. As you can see, it's not even moving. If it doesn't show me detection, that means it's not detecting anything, because the threshold went up from 30 to 3000. Now I'm going to put my hand in front of the, actually, let's show you this. I'm going to show you localhost 5000 video, and it's actually, I mean, because sometimes let me stop it here. Right now I'm looking at it on my phone, so I gotta stop it. You can only watch it once, either at one time. Uh, Close it, close it, close it, close it, close it, close it. So now it's closed on my phone. And let's try it again to watch it here. And watch it here. And there it is. And now we're watching it here. Now I'm gonna put my hand. You see my hand right in front of it. I take my hand away, put my hand again, and that's right now through the internet. You can see it through your phone. I had it on my phone before, and so you see it. I have it on my phone here. It's an old one, but at least you can see it. No, so no, I couldn't do it. But this is what I was trying to tell you. So you are able to catch. Right now, it's not catching. It caught a lot there because I was touching and I was doing. And now let's see the video. It's gonna be a lot less motion on it. So now we go to watch the video. So you remember the other one was 30 megabytes. This one is only 20. So now let's open it and see it. And there it is. So it only catches the motion, and there's a lot less motion now. And there's you can see on my video there, I was using the phone to catch it. So you can use it any phone, you can use anything, and go on to that IP address and you find it. But this is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please like the box in there and subscribe to my channel. Follow me on GitHub and YouTube. And I will see you next time. Have a great day.